Welcome to Skedline Sports. I'm Giovanni Siciliano.
And I'm Alex Figliomeni. This is our Toronto Blue Jays 2019 season preview show. The season gets underway today at the Rogers Centre with first pitch being thrown at 3:37. Expectations this season aren't like they were in the past.
The 2015 and 2016 ALCS seasons feel like they happened a lifetime ago. The Blue Jays have lost a total of 175 games since the 2016 season, and while the Jays kept losing, the AL East rival Red Sox and Yankees re-emerged as powerhouses once again. Bautista, Donaldson, Encarnacion, they've been gone, and after this past winter, you can now add Jay Happ, Troy Tulowitzki, Marco Estrada, and Russell Martin to that list.
Only 7 players from Toronto's 2016 ALCS roster remain in the organization, and the rebuild, it's underway. But there is hope. There's a lot of good storylines to follow this year. It's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, John Gibbons, he's gone, but the new skipper, Charlie Montoyo, will get to settle in and get himself established in the new clubhouse. People and experts get a fresh-looking roster with some bright spots surrounding it, especially when it comes to the young guys.
We can all remember how fun the 2015 and 2016 season was, but it's now officially time to put that behind us and prepare for a new adventure. The Blue Jays went 73 and 89 last season with a minus 123 run differential, and they made minimal upgrades over the winter to help that.
Instead, they targeted lower-cost free agents, they don't take up a lot of future payroll, and they don't block the prospects. But there is a young talent core in place, and it's on the way. It won't be enough for Toronto to contend in 2019, but they at least appear to have a better sense of direction. Jays analyst Ben Wagner of Sportsnet knows this season will be a grind, but had this to say about the light at the end of the tunnel.
I think from a fan perspective, this is a situation where there are going to be some struggles and there are going to be some frustrations. There's going to be bad homestands and road trips, right? But you have to get invested to where this team is. And are you excited about watching some of these players? Are you tracking the prospects?
So like Ben mentioned, it's a new era and it's clear the rebuild process is imminent. But they do have the luxury of owning the top-ranked prospects in baseball. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is currently out with a strained oblique muscle. The third baseman wouldn't have made the opening day roster, and his potential debut is postponed. Even if Guerrero misses time for the first month, he remains favored to take the ALE Rookie of the Year honors. Though there are concerns about his listed weight at 250 pounds, there are no doubts that the 20-year-old can hit well at the MLB level. His presence on the roster alone will make every game more exciting than any of the last seasons.
Another star player, Bo Bichette, he impressed a whole lot of people with his bat and his defense in spring training. He believes he's ready to play every day, but the Blue Jays have veteran Freddie Galvis at shortstop right now, which buys them some time with Bichette on the watch. And number 65 ranked prospect catcher Danny Jansen. After 6 years down on the farm, plagued with fluke injuries and setbacks, the homegrown Blue Jays product is embracing the opportunity he's been giving as the team's starting catcher.
Manner Charlie Montoyo, who was the most recently the Tampa Bay's bench coach, he gets his first crack at a big league managerial job. He is a baseball lifer who joined Tampa Bay in 1997. The year before the team played its first game as an expansion franchise. Montoyo pledged that the team will compete every day and give it their all, and something he expects fans will be able to see with his players run the bases and play infield defense, and how the coaching staff employs the new tactics like a 4-man outfield.
Well, we look at the mound now, and some familiar faces still exist. Marcus Stroman and Aaron Sanchez have to stay healthy. They're both key pieces for Toronto if they want to have any shot at staying somewhat relevant throughout the year.
GM Ross Atkins and President Mark Shapiro have both said that these two guys are a key part to the team's success and have no immediate plans trading either of them, even though there has been a rumor that throughout the majors over a year from now.
A lot will have to go right for the Blue Jays this year, and that almost never happens in sports, Alex. They will have to face adversity, and at some point, whether that's related to injuries, losing streaks, trades, etc. A lot has also been mentioned about the lack of tickets they're going to sell this year. Just how good the team is really going to be on the field, but not everyone is thinking negatively.
We caught up with 2 lifelong Jay fans, Fabian Serra and Mark LaHaye, and they each had different perspectives. One is optimistic, and the other, not so much.
Yeah, we're not going to do well. It's going to be, we're probably going to be the 4th team in the division. The only team we'll probably do better than is Baltimore because they're an even bigger disaster. I think Tampa Bay's made a couple of good moves in the offseason, and their pitching's head and shoulders above ours. Mm-hmm. Stroman's not too bad when he shows up, but it's a matter of time till Sanchez ends up on the DL with a blister.
All right, so Mark clearly doesn't think the Jays are going to do well, and he is right about Stromas and Sanchez having to stay healthy, like we mentioned, but Fabian here is looking at the other side of things.
I don't really know too much about Bichette. All I know is that he's pretty good defensively. Apparently hits for a high average and got fantastic hair. But in terms of Vladdy Guerrero, he is the future of the Blue Jays. I'm pretty sure that's all that needs to be said. They need to build around him. Just an absolute monster. It's not even like he's hitting dingers and they're just barely getting over the fence. Like, they're going like second deck. He's just a monster. And he's so young, too. Just imagine when he hits his prime.
So diehard fan Fabian can't wait for the young studs, but he might be waiting a while because Vlad Jr. Bo Bichette will not be on the opening roster today, so we'll expect to see them later on in the season.
Speaking of the opening day roster today, here it is. So we could see here, we've got some familiar faces. We still got Pilar out in center field, Smoke playing first base, Stroman on the mound. We saw a little bit of Drury last year. Teoscar Hernandez, he was kind of a platoon guy. He would come in and out of the lineup. Randall Grichuk, he's been having a hot spring, right, Alex?
I'm intrigued. Yeah, he has, and I'm intrigued by Galvis, how good he's going to play. I can't wait to see today, and McKinney, I'm really the prospect. I really think that he's going to really overexceed expectations.
Yeah, so he'll most likely be starting in the DH spot today against the Tigers. It would have been Kendrys Morales, but he was traded last night for a prospect and some international signing bonus money. So there will be some little changes, but you know, besides all the doom and gloom, like we've said, going into this roster, I still think there will be some bright spots.
Now, Gio, let's talk about the predictions on the tough AL East division. The Blue Jays play in the tough AL East. Houses defending World Series champions, the Boston Red Sox, the powerful Bronx Bombers, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, last season, the Jays did finish fourth in that AL East, and then, of course, the Red Sox went on to win the World Series. They had a total of 108 wins, which is just crazy. The Vegas odds to win the division this year are in favor of the Yankees, believe it or not. So if we look at our odds that we have up here, it says they're paying -132. So Alex, do you want to explain how this kind of works for people?
Right. So the Yankees, if you wanted like a little side bet with your friends, you could put like $10. So if you thought the Yankees were going to win, $10 would pay around like $8. And if you see the Boston Red Sox, they're +123. So $10 would pay about $12. But if you're feeling a little risky, the Blue Jays, it's in the corner there, they're +3,800. So $10 would pay $380. So that gives like kind of the perspective on how the experts don't really think the Jays are, because there are a lot, you can win a lot of money, right? If you didn't. So yeah, the Yankees are the favorite to win. Even though Boston won last year, the Yankees with the Bronx Bombers are their favorite to win.
Yeah, and I think that's because they made some additions. So New York, they had 100 wins, but lost in the divisional series last year. But like these additions of Canadian James Paxton, second baseman DJ LeMahieu, and of course former Jay Troy Tulowitzki, maybe those additions are looking to put them over the hump. On the other hand, though, the Boston Red Sox, they're still just as strong, and they of course will be looking to repeat as World Series champs. It's safe to say the Blue Jays, along with the Orioles and the Rays, they're going to have a real tough time in this division.
Right, so I don't expect much what's going to happen. My expectations aren't as high for the Blue Jays because of the Boston thing, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Vlad and seeing Bichette, and hopefully, I mean, the total for their wins is 74.
74 and a half, I believe
wins.
it was. Yeah,
so
maybe a little bit more.
I think it's probably going to go under, but like just my opinion. But I'm just looking forward to watching our stars like progress. So I can't wait to watch tonight and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's really what this season is going to be about. It's about the young guys and just getting experience and getting settled in. It's still going to be a couple of years before they get back to where we were in 2015, 2016, but you never know what can happen, right?
We'll see.
Sports is sports.
We'll see. So that's our 2019 Blue Jays season preview. Thanks for watching. For skedline.com, I'm Alex Figliomeni.
And I'm Giovanni Siciliano.